Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. We're going to continue on our page-by-page tutorial. We're making this book, I call it Fish Stories, but you can take the exact same bones of this book and you can make a different book. I'll be making this book at the same time and you'll see it as we go along. Yesterday we accomplished this. We cut this off. This is going to be the cover. Cut it off, cut it up, cut it out. And then we made this. So those are the first two parts of our journal. What we're working towards is creating the signature for the inside so that we can sew it into the cover. Today, this is what we'll be making. We'll be using the paper bag, and we'll be making the paper bag page that's going to go right in here. So let's get started. So this is the paper bag page in the book. On the front page, on the front part, you see this, it has a little tuck in. You turn it. It's got another little tuck in. That's going to be the lip that we're going to be creating. And in the back, this is where that's glued at the very end of your bag. And we're going to make it so that it has a pull-out at the top. Okay? So, what you're going to need is a paper bag. I made mine out of a bag that came from the grocery store that wine was put into. But you can use anything. It doesn't have to be a wine bag. You do want it to be about 4.5 inches, and you're going to cut it, I believe it is 9.25 inches long to allow for this little portion there. So, let's get started. Here's my bag. And as I bring my cutter out, I want to show you that you do have a few different options. I chose to cut my bag from the end over, because in that way my end was already sealed up and I had it ready to go. You can cut it from this edge. If you cut it from this edge, you want to measure the 9.25 inches starting from this location, starting from the lower lip of your bag. So, gotta pull this out, turn it around to do the 9.25 inches. Okay, it's all measured up. Do a nice slice. Excuse me. I am going to save this portion for another book because I can use it, or maybe I'll even just use it in the secondary book that I'm making with the flowers on it. Once you have this, you want to find which would be 1.25 inches. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a bone folder and just kind of rub it along there so I can see a line in my paper, and that's where I'm going to create a fold line so that my paper gets a little bit movement, and that's where we're going to fold it down. You can open up your bag a little bit, and to fold it down, you just kind of want to be careful because it is easy to rip the bag when you're doing this. I will tell you, on my book, I did rip my bag. So if you do rip your bag, don't worry about it. There's a solution for that, and it's very easy. So, here's the bag, and I have it turned over. You can take your bone folder, kind of give it a little squish, a little flattened out. So let's say you do accidentally rip a portion. Actually, look at that. I ripped a portion. So what you need to do is grab a little scrap, a scrap that's the same color as your bag. Clip it off, measure it to make sure it's going to fit in there, okay? I don't need mine to be quite as big. Then grab some glue. Take your glue, squish it on there, and just be mindful as you put it in that it might squish over the edges. So you want to make sure that it doesn't do that and stick to the bag. So I'm pushing it down. That mends my tear and it strengthens it there so that it's not going to rip every time I put something in and out. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is actually take this bag and decorate it. Let me clean up my little area. So for decorating it, what we need is page 1 from the digital kit. I don't know if you've seen the kit yet. It has everything, every image that I used in the book. So there's over 100 images. And so what I did to make it easier to use, on every single image, I have a number by it showing you which page that image is going to coordinate with. So for this page, it goes on page 4, and it should show you too. To help, I'm a bit of an organizer in a sense. To help you out, I've made these digital papers as well, and it shows you every page, what it looks like, and how I set it up. So if you're wondering which page is that, or what goes on this page, or whatever, I have this. I'll make this available. I'll upload it onto my Facebook file page, so you can find it there. Okay, we're going to use this image right here, and so I'm going to cut that out. I could cut it with my fancy-dancy cutting tool, but it works just fine cutting it with my scissors, so it just makes it easier. Cut it right along the edges. And then I like taking my ink and putting it along the edges, just to kind of cover up those white edges, so it doesn't like scream at you that it's something that you cut out just from paper. So I have that covered nicely. So I want to take my bag. So I can pull out my picture here, and I can line it up with my bag. So here's my bag. So this is going to be folded like that. So there's the picture, and there's my bag. So I can see that it's folded like that, and that this is going to go on the corner. So I'm going to glue that up and place it on the corner. There you go. And so that's all that I need to do on this side. I am going to be adding the cotton twine, but I'm going to do that after I do the next page. So this is the other side of the book, the page that we're going to be working on. On this side, what I used, and I'll just show you in the book so you can see it a little bit better. On this side of the page, what I used was a piece of the tissue paper, and then I have a punch out from the kit, and then some masking tape. So I want to rip out a genuous piece of paper, and then I can rip it down to a size maybe that I more so want. So I'll just kind of play around with it till you get a look that you feel you're comfortable with. I think I'm going to do mine that way. And I don't need it going clear down to the very bottom because I'm going to have tape there. So what I'm going to do now that I have a size that I want, I'm going to put glue all over. And because this absorbs it so much and shows through, I'm going to wipe it down with my finger like that and then place my piece. And then wipe up any excess that's along the side. That way, I'm not going to get quite as big of a puddle showing you like, I've got glue there. So you see right here, I just did a stream of glue, and that just pooled all together where the other stuff just kind of lingered. So I'm doing it a little different right here. The next thing we do is take the masking tape, a few little pieces, doesn't need much, and just place a few random pieces at the bottom there. It just adds a little extra color and texture and feelings to the page that it wouldn't have otherwise had. So we've got that set. Now the next thing we want to do is put the little punch out of the fishing license in. So let me grab that page. There we go. And this is designed so that all you have to do is use your 1-inch punch. So it is set in a little bit though, so I'm going to cut it out and then put it in my punch. I'm just going to line it up around those circles and then punch it out. There you go. It does have a little white along the edges though, but that is solved by simply doing this, by taking your ink, lightly rubbing it along the ends, and then you have a lovely little piece. Perfect. Okay. Now on our bag, I am going to put that on. Before I can put that on though, I need to use my cotton thread. This you can get at the dollar store really. They have it there. They also sell stuff like this in the baking department. they also sell it in the baking department. You know, you can wrap a roast or something in it. So I'm going to tie it around and have my tie on this side in that area that's more of a void. Scooching it up a tad and then tying it down. Once I have it all secured and ready to go, I'm going to put a little a little hot glue there just to kind of hold it in place a little bit. I kind of push this around so I get it where I want it. I want to make sure that these words are showing as most as I can. So I place it right below that top line. So there you go. Got that showing. So on this side now, I'm going to put the tab. I like the tab to be just a little stronger, so if you take a scrap piece, punch out one more piece. You can go along, but it's not as important to go along like this because it's going to be underneath. Put a little glue on it, and then put your first piece matched up on top of the one that you just cut out. Nice. And so now this is going to go in the corner. I like not putting it straight up and down. You certainly can do that. I liked angling it just a slight bit. So that's what I'm going to do here. Also at this spot, if you wanted to, you can do some extra embellishment. Like you could put a little piece of the, you could put a little piece of, like here's a little feather. You could put just a little portion sticking out of that. You could have here's a little bit of eyelash stuff. You can put different things under it if you want to create a little bit more of a look. So there you go. There's that. And there's that on that side. So now we have a page. See how this one is bunching up, it's coming up a little bit. I really want to put hot glue down there just to kind of hold it in place a little bit more. So I'm going to take this page and now I'm going to put it with this page. And so now we have our first two pages of our signature going on. Isn't that awesome? So the next page is actually the vellum page. So you can go ahead and print out your vellum page if you have the kit. If you don't have the kit, I'll put the link down below. If you don't have the kit or if you don't want to do the vellum, you can also try using some tissue paper. So the tissue paper is quite thin, and so it's not going to be as sturdy as the vellum paper, but it's still an option for you to use. Our pages for our signatures are 5 1/4 by 8 inch. So if you want to pull this out, you can try cutting it on your board, but it is hard to cut, but you can try cutting it. I'm going to give it a whirl here. Give it a little try. Well, I'm going to cut it down first, I think. And then you can put this in if you want. If you don't want to use your expense and go get out some vellum paper. The vellum paper that I bought, I got it from Staples. It's a wonderful paper, and it's one that you can print on. You got to be careful when you get your vellum paper because not all vellum paper can be printed on. So this should be 5 1/4 inches, and I just barely have that. So I'm going to go in a little bit because I'm less likely to rip going in. So one of the things I was wondering is if you could see through 2 layers. You know, you can see through 2 layers, so if you wanted to, you could put 2 layers together, sew along the edge to make it a little bit more sturdy, and then use that as your middle page instead of the vellum. Or you can use the one page, you can see through that a little bit more, and then you can put that in into your book. So there you go. There's those 2 parts. Tomorrow we'll be working on the coffee dyeing of the paper, and we'll be making the middle of the book. After that, we'll be sewing it all together. So I look forward to seeing you. And if you have any questions, please put them down below. I'll be happy to answer anything. I have lots of different things I'm putting up on my Facebook page. If you want to go there and get the page identifier. And let's see what else. I have something else that I just put up there. Oh yeah, I put the tutorial for making the green envelope. You certainly don't have to go there. You certainly don't have to get it. I'm just saying in case you wanted to do that, it's available to you. So I hope you have a great day. I will see you tomorrow, and I can't wait to see how all your books turn out. Talk to you later. Bye.